low temperature, high temperature. Therefore, I said, who is deciding factor? Decision maker is dash temperature. Neither alone delta H nor alone. Now, low temperature. What is the meaning of low temperature? Low temperature means T delta S. Right? You people are genius. I'm not writing here. T delta S is positive, right? Because it is negative, negative and negative positive. This whole term is positive. But low temperature means it is not dominating. If it is not dominating, this is dominating. Hence, what happens? This implies delta G is less than 0 at low temperature. That means processes are spontaneous. Here what I should say? Spontaneous at all temperature. What I should say here? I should say spontaneous only at dash low temperature. On the contrary, suppose we are having high temperature, then what happens? This is negative, minus of minus plus, and temperature is high. So it is dominating. So who is dominating? T delta S is dominating. Okay, let me write that also. Delta H is dominating to T delta S. Here, delta H is not dominating to T delta S. If it is so, then we are having delta G positive. Delta G is positive. Okay, then it will say if the process becomes non-spontaneous at a dash at high temperature. Therefore, only delta S value, only delta H value may not be sufficient to decide the criteria for spontaneity. In terms of temperature, it has to be related to each other, and that relation has been given by Mr. Gibb. Now, similarly, since you people are genius, therefore, I don't write second case. I'll say, come on, if delta H is positive, then situation will be same story. Delta S positive, write down since what happens and all that story. You complete this at home when you are having dinner and sit together along with Mr. Gibb and try to enjoy that. Take down. When you are doing homework, as we have get a statement here, spontaneous at all temperature. In the second case, we will get a statement non-spontaneous at all temperatures. Right? Try to search that. Munibur Rahman and Rayan. No class section, no roll number, nothing. Hence, removed from the class. लावारिस लोगों के लिए दवाखाने में उठा के फेंक देते लाश को, जिसकी लाश लावारिस होती। उम्र खत्म होने आगे डिसिप्लिन नहीं आया। First, learn how to read, how to learn, then you can proceed.
This is only tomorrow timetable.
Fine. Tomorrow my class is 6 to 1:15 to 2:15 పెట్టారా?
Yes, sir. 6 to 7 better ఉన్నారు కదా సార్. 6 members.
మంచి చెప్పుకుంటాను.
ఇది 12 to 16. This holidays
12 రేపే కదా?
12 రేపు.
ఇది 13 నుంచి ఇది.
సారీ 13 అంటే రేపు సార్.
మరి 12 to 16 రాసారని?
ఇది 12 కాదు సార్. యాక్చువల్లీ 15 to 16.
ఓకే. దీన్ని రాసాను. క్వశ్చన్ పేపర్స్ అన్ని వచ్చేసినాయా?
వచ్చేసింది సార్. మీది
నాదే ఉన్నది.
మీది
ఈ క్లాస్ తర్వాత ఇస్తాను.
15, 16 timetable సార్.
ఫైన్.
ఇది ఓన్లీ
13.
నేను ఇప్పుడు బయాలజీ సార్ కూడా ఒకసారి ఇన్ఫార్మ్ చేస్తాను సార్.
మంచిది.
రేపు ఈ టైమ్స్ పిల్లలకి వెళ్ళేటప్పుడు 9 to 6 అని ప్రాబ్లం సార్. అనుకోండి సార్.
Shall I proceed? Is it over? Okay, go ahead, write down. Next. No, that is the end of what we have to discuss with respect to spontaneity. That was the first question which we have started our chapter. The main idea of learning thermodynamics, chemical thermodynamics, is to understand what are the conditions at which a process takes place by itself. That is decided by change in Gibbs free energy. Right? Now, once you understand that, there are some mathematical relations with respect to G, Gibbs free energy. Let us try to learn this one. Neat people, this is useful for you, right? Try to be concentrating only on the conclusions. How we are getting that conclusion is not necessary for you, but simply if I'm writing conclusion that may not suitable for my teaching method, therefore I am doing derivation part also. Neither for NEET nor for MPC students derivation is important, but how we are going to that statement, take care of that one. Suppose, for example, if I'm saying, sir, I'm having the equation, basic equation proposed by Gibbs and Helmholtz is G is equal to Gibbs free energy is equal to H enthalpy minus Ts. Now, suppose, for example, here if I'm having general differentiation, it is called as dG is equal to dH. Doctors, you have done all this in case of basic mathematics in physics. TdS minus SDT, two functions, right? Now, once you're having this one, then the question comes, sir, dG, go back to first law of thermodynamics. What is dH? dH is equal to dE plus W, work done. What is that work done? PdV, right? When we are discussing this, then normally what we can say, sir, in place of this, if I want to further enlarge this in terms of general differentiation, this is H. No, I want to increase the H again in one more step. Here, you can do here also, you can do here also, right? If you state in the first step, you can increase that H is equal to dash, यहाँ लिखने की जगह यहाँ लिख PV, E plus PV. This is also another defined equation. Minus Ts. What will be the advantage of writing here itself? When you are having derivation, general differentiation, dG is equal to not dH, dE plus, यहाँ एक step बढ़ा सकते हैं, PdV, VdP minus TdS minus TdS and SDT. Come on. Now, dE plus PdV. If you see carefully, sir, I know this. What is this? Q plus VdP minus TdS minus SDT. Right. Now, go back to entropy concept. What you said in case of entropy, you said entropy is equal to Q reversible by T. Are you able to recall that statement? Yes. Therefore, ds is equal to Q reversible by dt. Some people like this. Some people say, no, sir, I want to take entropy as a parameter. S is equal to Q reversible by dt. Then we can say that we can have TdS if you are taking this one. ऐसा लीजिए या फिर ऐसा लीजिए. Right? So in place of that, what we can say, sir, if I am talking about this process, then dq is equal to TdS. And what is this? dE plus PdV is equal to dash dq. Therefore, this dq, what is dq? dq is equal to TdS. This TdS, this is plus, this is minus. I can cancel this. What is left out with me? This is to be kept in your mind. Sir, all this is not necessary. On the upper lines, I'll go by only this one. What is that? VdP minus SDT. This is one equation possible, not for NEET student, but possible for MPC students. Scientists, yes. After that, now we can have conclusions. Different type of conclusions are possible. Every conclusion is 4 marks. Conclusion number 1. MPC, what से देखिए, doctors, final statement रख लीजिए. At constant temperature. क्या मतलब? dt is equal to 0. What is the meaning of that? dg, this implies dg is equal to बोलो vdp. नहीं नहीं सर, इसको हम ऐसे लिखेंगे डो जी, डॉक्टर्स टेंशन लेना नहीं है, डो जी by dou p. At which process you said? Constant temperature is equal to V. You have to remember this relation. That's all. What is dou G? Partial variation, physical significance. Partial differentiation. We don't take all such type of tension in our mind, sir. We simply memorize because we want 4 marks. Dou G by dou P at constant temperature is equal to V. Advanced examination. Variation of G with respect to pressure at constant temperature is equal to numerical value of volume. No. Advanced examination. Dou G by dou P is the slope of a graph where we are taking G along y-axis and P along x-axis. Now, slope of this graph is equal to V. First of all, slope is positive. Yes, so graph will be ascending. Number one. Next one is, suppose for example, for a chemical reaction, you have taken the graph of G versus P and you are taking the graph in such a way that you are changing the physical state. Say for example, A, you have taken solid. A to B is a chemical reaction. A is solid, go ahead. A is liquid, go ahead. A is gas, go ahead. If you are having that one, then for the same reaction, how do you indicate slope? Sir, slope is positive, but see the variation, slope is positive. Slope is positive. And slope is positive. That will ask you what all these three physical state indicates. What is the answer? So here in this case, variation of slope is less. Here variation is more. Here variation is more. That means variation is more means volume is more. Volume is more is applicable for gaseous state, applicable for liquid state. Perfectly pure advanced examination question. Doctors, you stop here. Next. No, sir. I am saying a process where you can say at constant volume. No. At constant pressure. See here, right? What is the meaning of that? dP is equal to 0. What is the meaning of that? Dou G by dou T at constant pressure is equal to minus S. That means slope of the graph when you take variation of Gibbs free energy with respect to temperature is number one, negative quantity. And if you want to draw the plot, what will happen to the plot? Nothing but, sir, we are genius, we can understand, sir. If you take G versus T, this is at constant temperature. The previous graphs are called isotherms. This is constant volume, constant pressure. They are called isobars. Now here slope is negative. Therefore, we can have the graph something like this. Sir, we got a graph that we are having decrease. No, sir, we are having decrease. No, we are having this type of decrease. Then what to do, right? What is happening here? Entropy. Large change in entropy, small change in entropy. Where you have more disorderedness change, gas can experience large change in disorderedness. Solids already they are closely packed, therefore there can be disturbance, but disturbance is less, right? This is one way of enjoying the game. The other way of enjoying the same equation is something like this. Suppose, for example, you are saying, sir, I got equation, what is that? dG is equal to V dP minus S dt. Suppose, for example, you are saying, sir, I want to enjoy constant pressure or constant temperature, anything. Let us take constant pressure. Okay, if you are having constancy of pressure, I'll make first temperature. Doctors, right, don't take care of so many equations suitable to us. Conclusions, only conclusions to be kept. If it is so, then what happens? dg. Now I'm not writing like this. Dou g dou p. dg, another way of writing, is equal to, what is that? dv. Hmm? What is this? Volume. No, sir. PV is equal to nRT. Therefore, we can replace this. How to go further? dg is equal to nr, right? nRT. In place of B, 1 by P dP. Understand? No, sir. Go ahead. Integrate it. If you integrate, what we get is dash delta G. Yes, this is problem here. Not for NEET, for doctors. So it is not recommended. Delta G. What is delta G? Delta G is equal to nRT, integration of 1 by x log x. Okay, 2.303. I want a common log. nRT log final pressure. Take care of that initial pressure. Or else delta G is equal to 2.303 nRT log, what was that? V1 by V2. Now, MPC students, they will give you the question, right? Data, just simply find out and substitute, get the answer. This is relation with respect to G in terms of volume, entropy, and pressure. Go ahead. it over. Right. That is the end of. Still, we have some more discussion, but the discussion is connected to chemical equilibrium. That is not over. We have not started that chapter. So that is the end of chemical thermodynamics. Right? Thermodynamics is a very big chapter. Thermodynamics first law. Then we have done thermochemistry. Then we have done thermodynamics. But remember that majority of the questions will be conceptual questions. Those NEET students who are working hard with thermodynamics will be lucky because there will be conceptual questions which are not attempted by most of the students because majority of doctors thermodynamics they get started thermal agitation in their body and they say no we don't want thermodynamics, we'll skip that. And therefore, those students who take a dare enough step to follow this systematically and not doing any single problem of thermodynamics first law, thermodynamics second law, simple problems, very simple problems, and the whole complete concept. And every problem of thermochemistry, they are going to enjoy the marks and they will be one step ahead from the other students. Regarding scientists and MPC students, it is must and should for all of you to take care of as many problems as you can do, right? That will start today here. Now, we are going to start another chapter, a new chapter. Actually, tomorrow I will check up any type of problems where I can satisfy both doctors and scientists. We'll go with that. Otherwise, you are having open complete problems of our theme. You can start page number 1, level 1 complete. There are so many problems, all the problems, all the types I have covered. Go ahead and proceed to do the problems. And then we'll go to next chapter. We are now left out with 2 chapters with us. One is called chemical equilibrium. 6 to 8 periods are required. And then we are having ionic equilibrium that requires 20 periods, 20 plus 8, 28, 30. Total, we have requirement of further 30 periods to complete our junior inter syllabus. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.